And today we are covering how to stay in touch with your past clients using RPR. So that's actually not going to be in your one login. That's going to be in your BARIES login. So norcal.raplmls.com gets you to your BARIES login. And then on your main dashboard inside of BARIES is where you'll find RPR. And this is going to be a fabulous tool for you for two things. Number one, if you've watched my database trainings, I always recommend once a year sending out to the people in your database who are homeowners a potential idea or a ballpark of what their home value is. Just keeping them up to date of that in a more personal way, I feel like, than just like your monthly market updates that are going out in your emails. This one's going to be a little bit more specific. As far as I would recommend that you print these off and you mail them to them. This is one of those mail touches. So remember, we should have 4 mailed interactions with our database on an annual basis. So this would be one of those 4. You could do this a couple different ways. You could plan to do them all at the end of the year, the beginning of the year. You could do it on an annual basis. It's not hard to track down what somebody's home purchase date is, whether you sold them the house or not. So if you didn't sell them the house, it's really easy to go in the title records, pull what that close of escrow date is, and then set this as that annual home anniversary, or maybe 6 months after that home anniversary, and then go every year after that. Or you could do them all at the end of the year. The only reason I don't like them at the end of the year is that the scalability is a really difficult if we're trying to do all of our database at one time. It may not be difficult right now. You may be like, well, I only have 50 people in there and only 40 of those are homeowners. So that's not a big deal. Yeah, absolutely. But the problem is that you continue to add people to your database. This project is going to continue to grow. And then before you know it, you're going to have 500 people all trying to get your RPRs done like in January or December. So that's why I recommend maybe doing it based on home anniversary. It's going to spread it out just a little bit more. So RPR has a lot of different tools to it, but we want to create that CMA report or create a report. So we're going to go create, CMA, hold on, we're going to go here. That's your guided tour. We're going to go, we're just going to pick an address. I pick on this one a lot. Oops. Hawthorne Court. It's just because I know that address, so it makes it really easy to pick on it. So we're just going to plug in that address. It's going to pull up that property information. Okay, property information. Notice here it gives us all of the details regarding the property, square footage, lot size, what date they purchased it on. So this is a great tool you could use to figure out when your people in your database purchased a home. Okay, we just plug it right into here. And then it gives us our RVM. This is what we're looking for because we're looking for what the range, right? It gives us a range right here of value could be on this property. And that's really, truly what we're looking for. So that gives us that. If we want to estimate the price of this property using comps, we can come down here to pricing tools. Here's that RVM. Here's that create CMA. Here's you can refine the value, estimated equity, seller's net sheet. But this is why I like RPR is we can just come in here. If there's, sorry, before I go on, if there's information that's incorrect, you could update it right down here. And then we're going to click the create CMA button and see where that takes us today. All right, so here is the property summary. It's asking us to confirm those home facts. If not, we want to edit that. Average of comps. After choosing your comps, we're going to hit find comps. So this is going to allow you to kind of hand pick. This isn't really what this is a great tool, but this isn't really what I want. What I want here, we're going to come back over instead of going there. we're just gonna create here. We're gonna go create report. Let's see. We're gonna try this, but it always takes me a minute to figure out how to print from here. Let's see what this gives us. Because really what I want is I just want that value that it kicked out. I don't want to dive in here and select comps and do the CMA thing. I just want it to do the work for me because that makes it so super simple to pull this. All right. This isn't. All right. We're going to go back to here, back to the property. All right, we're going to go print from here. Let's try just printing from here. I may hit the view details on the RVM, but let's try print. I just selected on my printer to save as a PDF, or you could actually print this because if you were printing it to mail out to them, that would be a good thing. We're just waiting for it to load that preview. I think this is where we want to go. Otherwise, we're going to click on the view details for the RVM. Oh, that's a sad thing. All right, let's go. Nope. Let's try this again. All right, so there's that. It's not a super pretty, this one, because it's just printing what's on that screen. So we don't like that one either. We're going to click View Details under RVM. Once it loads this, then I'm going to click that print button. All right, let's see where this gets us. I think this is what we want. It's always a little funky. Otherwise, I'm going to go back into reports and play around with that. There's so many options, and every time I log in here, I feel like they change it on me just a little bit. So the first one always takes a little bit to go in there. It's 2 pages right here. If I was going to print this for a customer, I'd want it in color. It just looks nicer. There's that. So it gives the approximate value of the property. Oops. And it shows those comps. So I like this one. The only thing I don't like is this blurb right here. That's kind of weird. But that would be a good one. This just gives them the, hey, here's the approximate value of your property. Let's go in there and play with those reports a little bit more. Let's go create report. Seller template. Just looking. Let's look at the seller template. So many pages. 13 pages. We don't want a full seller report. Let's go RPR templates. Seller, school, neighborhood, market trends. Seven pages. I just want, let's see here, flyer, CMA. All right, let's play around and see my templates. How do we create a template? Increase. I'm not impressed with any of these just because they're so big. So let's go back. All right, so there's a way to print this from that main screen. All right. It used to be really easy. We just go in there and do it, and then it was there. So, okay, so now let's go into, we're going to go to reports. It's going to automatically pull up listings for you, which is fabulous. And then recent searches will appear over here. It's kind of like MLS set up that way. Okay, let's try this again. Let's go print from here. It used to give you options of what you wanted to print. Now they've totally changed that up. I feel like every month it comes in here and changes it. Let's see what this one looks like again. No. See, I don't like what's on this one. All right, we're gonna go back to templates. Don't like the templates. This is how I was literally in here a week ago playing around with this and it worked just fine, but today, no go. So I would probably come in here with this. Just this, here's this, and I would put a cover sheet with it. So I just clicked on the details and then print, which gives you all those closed comps so they can see what that looks like. Current record, price, off market. Here's the closed sales so they can see how their property compares. And then off market, I would send this to my customers once per year. Okay. It gives a nice overview of what that looks like. From here, we just go print and it creates that report. It's 2 pages. I would do it in color and then I would put a cover page with it of here's your annual summary. You could do the market report that shows what's going on, but you're kind of keeping them up to date of what's going on with the market. So I would do this. So one of my touches per year, again, would be just sending them the approximate value of their property. One of the reasons I like RPR is it's a really quick, you plug in the address, it spits out a number for you for most properties. It makes it super simple. I'm not spending 20 minutes doing a full CMA report for this property. I'm just grabbing the value there. So that's why I like RPR because it does that. And this for most in-town properties is fairly accurate. We start moving out in the country, just like everything else, it becomes a little less accurate. So you may want to double check those if they have land or they're not, or they're like a custom home. But for the most part, this is going to be pretty accurate. Print this up, put that cover page with it, and then ship it off to those clients. Or better yet, you could even drop it off at their house, right? So that's always an option too. If we go into some of those other reports, oops, I'm inside of the RPR. Right, we could go like CMA template. Oh, you have to create the CMA for that, so that one's not going to work. See what the property, that one's the for sale. Market trends. That's just for Vacaville. Market activity. That's going to be for a specific area as well versus the property. So you're really looking at like a buyer or a seller template, what that would look like. Let's go back just for kicks and look at that seller template. Even though it had more pages than I would prefer. Let's see if we can edit that template. All right. Oh, here, we can totally edit this template. So here's that seller report. Okay, you can edit the cover page. Okay, so you could edit this cover page, all elements. You've got your information, office. This is where you could customize what's in that report. So this is where you could do your cover page, so it automatically prints it. This is why they've made it a little bit more complicated, but that's all right. Once we get this set up, then you're good to go. So there's your cover page. We're going to go back. This page here, let's see here. Property summary. That's really what we're looking for, is the property summary. So let's see here. Okay, so when we click on these, that's how you add pages. So manage custom pages. We don't have that, but here's the property summary. Map, price, AVM, CMA value range. We're going to take that off. Let's see, and take off the CMA range, because it's got our AVM details. That's really all we're looking for. Property information. We're going to take off. I'm actually going to take off all of this. We're just going to pare this down to a report. We're going to go maps are 0, photos. We don't want photos at all. We're going to unselect that. All right. Let's see here. We've got back. Market activity. Oh, we got market trends is the next one. So you could look at this and decide, I kind of like this. It talks about the market type, but is it accurate? Sold to list price, months change. So you may decide that, hey, we want that off of there. We just want the AVM. So we're going to pull this all off. There's nothing in neighborhood. Notice here next to neighborhood, it's got like 0 out of 5. That means how many are selected. Market activity. Let's see, that's what we're on right now. It shows kind of what's going on. That might be a good one to include, but again, if we're keeping them updated with a market update, we may not want that. So we're going to take that off. We just want kind of like oh, no CMA is available. Pricing strategy, we're not worried about that. Estimated equity. We're going to take that off. And we're going to take the about RPR off. There. So we just have this one page. One page. Now what we do is we're going to go in here and click save. Save as a template. And we're going to call this AVM template. PLAT. That's our automated value. Or you could call it, they call it something else. Let's see. But that's all right. We could call it RPR one page. One page. I guess stating that it's a template is redundant. We're going to hit save as a template. Okay, so now that's saved. Oh, I did leave that cover page on. So it's 2 pages, cover page and the value page. That way that's all taken care of. Then what I have to do is next time I want to come in here, leave, is I just come in here. We're going to plug in the property address. This is going to cause me to have to come up with something. Let's see here. We're going to plug in. Oh, here, let's go 7505. All right. Plug in an address. Once it pulls up that information, all I have to do is come over here and go create report. So sad. We come down here to my template. We just come to my templates. Click on this one. Hit continue. Then it's going to click out that one page. So once you've created that template, oh, it added pages. So rude. All right, let's try that again. That's what we wanted. We're going to go manage custom pages. Take all of those off. All right. Then we're going to hit. All right. So now we have our cover page and our single page. I'm going to save this again. Save as template. Oh, wait, cancel. Save changes to template. All right. So now it should just pull up those 2 pages, hopefully the next time. Otherwise, go in there and deselect those. And then we just go download. Super simple. Now I've got that report. I can do that with just a couple minutes. Even if I had to deselect a couple pages, I can do that in a couple minutes to send it off to my clients. So there is that report. It would have the cover page and then the closed price estimate. This one doesn't have an estimate available, probably because it's a country property. So if you ever run into one that doesn't have a value available, you just need to go in there and do the CMA to pull up that value. But most of them have a value. So anyways, there is RPR. Again, how would I use this for my existing clients? Send it out once per year. Super simple, easy way. You're not going to spend 20 minutes doing a market analysis on every single property to get this out to somebody. It's just going to give them kind of that quick value of what their property is worth. So RPR, I believe you can actually, I think we have access to it. Let's try in here through your Realty One group login as well. So you have both options, either through BARIES or that Realty One group login. It's going to take you to the same place as long as you're consistent in what emails you use for the account. So if your BARIES email matches your Realty One group email, then it's going to keep those the same. So you can get there either direction. It's one of those NAR, the National Association of Realtors. It's one of those benefits that you get. So I like this. I think it accomplishes what you're looking for as far as getting a quick value out to your customers one time per year. It gets you that interaction with your clients of sending something in the mail. Again, the goal in our database is 4 times per year, something goes in the mail to them. So this was one. We talked about the postcards earlier this week, sending those out to potential customers or clients, doing, recipes or holiday cards or whatever that might be. So we're getting those touches in. Super simple, not very expensive, being able to print these up and send them on their way. Any questions before we wrap up today? There's a lot of other tools in this RPR. Get in there, play around with it, have fun. You'll find some great tools in there. All right. I hope you guys all have a fabulous day. We will be back at 11 o'clock today. At 11 o'clock, we will be covering the forms changes in your car forms libraries. They change up our forms every December and June. So we'll be talking about whatever changes they've come up with for our December forms update. So we'll see you back here at 11 o'clock.